A look there at M&T Bank Stadium, just off the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight, a good one straight ahead. It's the Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Now the first carry for King Henry. He'll take this to about the 28. Cameron Hayward, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
Brings up second and
8. Second down, 8 yards to go. Play action now. Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for third down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
3 plays in and a test. It's 3rd and 2. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting throw today, but I want you to watch, Mike, is the suddenness of the route runner. Change of speed, change of direction. Those are the qualities of great route runners, and this guy's certainly one of them.
And he'll be out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 11 on that one. First down, Baltimore.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big...
And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taken back to the other side of midfield. Jalen Carter in there to drop him that time. It's a loss of 7.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
7th play of this opening drive, and here's third down. From the gun, Jackson. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. It's a gain of 19 in the air. Good for a Raven first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
He'll get this one out to his fullback. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up second and 7 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 7. Now a toss play with Henry. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
We got to see a little taste of just the range this defense can play with. How well they can flow outside as this play gets stretched out. No problem for them not only to track the runner down, but stop him before he gets back to the line.
Play 10 of this opening drive. And here's third down. Now, Jackson. This one caught by Chase. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 4th down coming up. They'll run for it with Henry. He's going to have a Ravens 1st down as they take advantage of what looked like an unsure defense, to be honest. It was 4th and 3, and they picked up 8.
We'll see how much that decision costs them as the game unfolds, but give credit to this defense. They found a way to get off the field. They had their backs against the wall there on the opening drive.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop, and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest.
To the goal line and in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens.
Touchdown, Ravens.
Tyler Loop now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead.
Eagles nothing.
After the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Man in motion is Smith. On play action, Allen. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert, that time. It's 2nd down.
And their offensive struggles just continue to show up time after time here in this first half. It's going to be hard to sustain drives when you continue to put themselves in holes on these early downs like they did here.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Quarterback's lucky on that one, Mike, that ball ended up just harmlessly falling to the ground. It was that initial pressure that got to him that forced the errant throw. And fortunately for this offense, that ball didn't end up going the other way.
On 3rd down, it's Allen. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
And all of these downs, they're all tied together. Decisions made on 1st and 2nd down are what led to that result on 3rd. They were forced into an obvious passing situation on 3rd and long, and this pass rush is able to just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
Good coverage by the good team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Ravens offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. He'll get about 2. Trent McDuffie up from his corner spot there on the tackle.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Second down. Jackson. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there. And that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will score. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Well, on one sideline, you're ecstatic. You couldn't have dreamed up a better start. 2 drives, 2 long touchdowns. But then across the field, they've got to answer some hard questions. They've got to figure out exactly what they're doing wrong defensively, because if there's one thing in the NFL, you cannot give up big plays, and you especially can't give up big plays for touchdowns.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Devontae Smith there to return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Allen. And that's complete to A.J. Brown. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome. So it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
And he's out of bounds on the pass play, but that's good for 8 yards. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win. That's exactly what he did here.
So the Eagles will use their first time out here as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Allen going to keep it on the zone read. With good blocking leading the way. He's got the 1st down inside the 25. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock, catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Allen working from the pistol. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's DeVonta Smith. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Again, it's Allen to the air. And that's over everybody. Out of the back of the end zone. It is incomplete.
Yeah, that one just didn't feel right from the jump. I think he sensed that he was either going to take a sack or get baited into making a bad throw. So ultimately a good decision. Just throw the ball away.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Allen to throw again. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this 1st half.
It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. A return now from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Eagles offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. In motion, it's Jefferson. Allen goes with a pop pass. Yeah, and they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That pickup good for 29 yards.
That's good for Eagles. 1st down. A gain of 29 yards. 1st down, Eagles.
Allen going to make the read and hold on here. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
It's the combination of size and speed that really differentiates Josh Allen from the rest of the quarterbacks in the league. So it makes a lot of sense that they're going to get the ball in his hands as often as possible, and we just saw why there.
A handoff, running left, it's Barkley. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Allen now on 2nd down. Open man, DeVonta Smith. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route. And then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down. in motion is Smith. They're going on 4th down. Allen. He's going to be out of bounds, but he will have enough to pick up a 1st down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And he's going to go down. It's a sack. There's a penalty marker on the field. Defensively, they got a little too eager, as we could see. So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. And in motion is Brown. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. Tough running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense. A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. From the gun, Josh Allen. This one caught it before. And he's so close to the goal line. Couldn't get that ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up 3rd and goal. 4th quarter coming up here on Christmas night. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. Two plays at their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to sneak it here, and he will score! Game on! Josh Allen, touchdown Eagles! Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again?
And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful. And game on. Lead is down to 3 here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. DeJounte Wester now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Jackson. Left side, caught by Andrews.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 31, here is 2nd and 5. On the handoff, it's Henry. He is not going to get away. Might have got the yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
3rd and short. Jackson. Overrun him in a flash, and he lost the football. That'll be picked up by the Eagles. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And, Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. Wester now to return it. Oh, terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. The Ravens offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. The shotgun, here's Jackson. A pass pulled in by Henry. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Now, 2nd and 4. From the gun, Jackson. That's caught by Puka. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
9 yards. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's 2nd down. Now Henry. Good blocking to the 15. And he's down at the 3. What a run. Now the Ravens use their 1st timeout. It'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
At the 3-yard line.
Here is 1st and goal. They'll pitch it out here to Henry. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown Ravens. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. Here's Smith to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the gun, throw here for Allen. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
This crowd trying to be a factor, getting very loud now. It's 3rd and 5. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
And he's going to have the Eagles 1st down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
One more time going up top with Allen. He'll get this to Calcaterra. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd. They'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Ravens' 47-yard line.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Throwing again is Allen. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. 1st down, Philadelphia.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. And that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
So after the penalty, a break as they now have 1st and 5. Barkley. Not much happening there. Just a short game. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
At the Ravens' 30-yard line.
So now, Jake Elliott, an important kick coming up. This to potentially send us to overtime. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd. And they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So now, Jake Elliott, an important kick coming up. This one he's got to have. This one is on target, and it is good. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime.
And that's just a big-time kick right there. I mean, think about all the things running through this kicker's head. He knows if he misses it, this game's over. But he's cool, he's calm, he steps up, takes a deep breath, and he knocks it through to extend this game.
Final seconds here, overtime looming on the horizon as they kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Short, complete to Likely. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts. Now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
And 4 at the 41-yard line.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. Jackson now. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Wester now to return it. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. This one tight throughout, all level at 21 as they'll search for a go-ahead score. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. On the option, they give it to Henry. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick 1st down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
There's a short one caught by Andrews. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Play action now. Jackson. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
This throw is taken in by Flowers. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down mark.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The Eagles offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. quickly to start the drive. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the time. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Got to get it to the 28, but now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Allen. This one intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to have it with a chance to win this game here in overtime.
All right, Mike, so think about the spot this defense found themselves in. They know they've got to come up with a stop or a big play somewhere or this game's over. And what do? They go out and get a huge turnover to give their offense the ball and a shot to win this game.
The Ravens field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
This kick is good. He got it. So it's a win here for the Ravens. This is a close-fought game. They were able to get themselves into field goal range here at OT. Final kick sailed through the uprights to finally close out this victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious as we say so long from Baltimore.